Check it out. Don't nothing happen overnight.
Back to FG Unleashed. I'm here with Mayor Omar Bradley, former mayor of Compton, California. How you doing today?
Real good, Frank. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, it's always good to be in your presence, man. I always get good wisdom, and you know, every time I leave, I learn with some knowledge. You know, so I appreciate you sitting down with me. And you know, I just wanted to jump in a few questions. I know you've been in Compton, you know, forever.
All my life.
Okay, so maybe you can give us a little when you was young, 6, 7, 5 years old. What was the demographics in Compton?
When I was about 6 or 7, it was about 65, 35 white.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was predominantly white then.
Predominantly white, and especially on the east side.
Okay.
They literally built the west side for African Americans.
Oh, okay.
There were very few whites on the other side of Willowbrook, on the west side of Willowbrook.
Okay. And it's still nice over here on the west side, as I might say, you know.
All right, thank you.
But you did go to Centennial.
Yes, I did.
What year did you get to Centennial?
I got to Centennial in 1973.
Okay.
The fall of 1973.
I assume that was 9th grade.
That was the 10th grade.
Oh, okay.
And we didn't have 9th grade back then.
Okay,
We went to 9th grade, was called junior high school.
Right.
And then I left Centennial in 1976.
You play any sports? You Apache, man. You know I know that. I did a little homework on you, you know.
Well, you knew.
No doubt.
You and I go back at least 40 years.
At least.
I met you when you were like 13 years old.
Yeah, no doubt.
As a young, thriving student, very smart, you know, almost a 4.0 GPA. Most people don't know that about you. And
right.
I'm sure most of your friends who are your friends from the streets don't know you were like close to being a genius.
Man, you know, I tried.
Well, you probably don't share that with them because,
nah, you
know that doesn't go with the image that people want. But you were very smart. And I then coached you in football.
No doubt.
And both teams that I coached you on either won championships or competed for them.
No doubt. Now, when you
were a very good football player.
And you were a very good coach, you know, I learned a lot, man, you know, from you, you know, some of the sayings I didn't even get till 20 years later. And
That's right.
You know, and I figured it out. But after high school and you went to college, you became an educator.
Yeah, I went to Long Beach State University. Long Beach State was not my first choice.
Okay.
I was an all-league football player. Started varsity in the 10th grade.
Oh, okay.
Ran track, did all that kind of good stuff. But I got hurt.
Yeah.
And many of the scholarships that I was offered once I got hurt were rejected. So I ended up with an opportunity to go to Long Beach State. I did go there. I earned a 4.0 because that was the first year since I was 8 years old that I didn't play football and I actually could study.
Can study, yeah. Instead of focusing on sports, you know what I mean? You was able to, you know, I have a situation like that with my daughter right now. She's ready to give up volleyball because her academic scholarship is better than her volleyball scholarship.
Absolutely.
And she said, I would need to go get my education, and I respect her for it, man. Now, you, when did you start coaching? When did you first start coaching?
My first coaching job was in, I think it was 1982. I coached Pop Warner football along with my brother Wayne, who you know, or you knew before his demise. And it was there that I started formulating the notion that football, camaraderie, teamwork, playing together, having one goal was a powerful tool for young African American and Latino young men.
I definitely have to agree on that one because, I mean, a lot of us didn't know camaraderie before then. A lot of us didn't know teamwork. A lot of us didn't know, you know, you work together, you know, you play together, you know, you build this bond. And a lot of us didn't know that before sports.
It is when one has a goal that is shared by others, whatever differences you take and bring to the table, you oftentimes lose those differences to achieve the goal. The Bible says, how can two men walk together unless they agree? So agreement occurs when you're both working for the same goal. True. And when you're working for the same goal, you could walk together.
No, hey, that's a fair assessment right there. So you went on to become a city council member in 91 and went on to become the mayor in 93 till 2001. That was 8 years. Tell us a little bit about your walk up to politics.
Well, as you know, I was a teacher.
Right.
I did not go to college to be a teacher. But in the interim, going to college and having children, I did not have time to become a filmmaker,
Right.
which
right.
is what I wanted
What you
to
wanted?
do.
Oh, okay.
And teaching came natural to me. I started off as a substitute teacher, and I was in a continuation school at first. And I used to watch and see the principals and other teachers come to my classroom, and I was wondering, why were they looking at me? And then I later found out that was the first time they'd ever seen students quiet in class.
And behaving correctly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so they gave me a contract to teach. And although it was not what I wanted to do, it put food on the table.
Right.
Fed my children. And so Linwood was a lot like Compton in those days. In fact, a lot of the kids that went to the Linwood Unified School District were from
Compton. Yeah.
because they share an overlapping boundary.
No doubt.
Historically, people don't really know that Paramount High School actually belonged to the Compton Unified School District. Compton used to go all the way to Paramount High School.
Oh, is that right?
Absolutely. It
Yeah,
went
I never
all the
knew
way
that.
to Delamo Street in Carson. It went to San Pedro.
Damn.
But what happened was some of the African American leaders, namely Doris Davis, signed an agreement to give up almost half of Compton. And that's how Carson was born. Carson is Compton.
Wow. Yeah. I feel like it, but yeah. That's wild.
We own all that.
Oh wow.
But you weren't going to have a Cal State Compton.
Right.
Right.
And they didn't even change that. You know, they want to call it East Rancho Dominguez in certain
Absolutely.
area, you know, so they want to try to, clean it up. But, Compton is Compton, and it's going to be that. Speaking of Compton, when you was mayor, you had a run-in with Eazy-E. Or not a run-in, but you was able, he wanted to do a video. How did that go?
Well, Eazy was a bright young man, and I could tell that even before I met him. But the script for the video literally said, we want to show black bitches in wet T-shirts, shaking their ass, acting a fool.
Right.
I took offense to that.
No doubt.
Because my wife is a black woman, my daughter is a black woman. Your mother, who I knew very well,
Black woman.
was a black woman.
No
I've
doubt.
never seen your mother do any of those
Right,
things.
right.
All I knew about your mother was that she was strict. She didn't play around with you, and she didn't play around with me as your football coach. She would tell me what she expected, and that was it. Your mother was no plaything.
Right.
She was not a plaything,
She
and when
was
she
not.
told you what she expected of you, and remember now, when I was coaching you, I was like 27 years old.
I didn't realize that. It just seemed like you was always just so grown or so much older. I didn't realize you was that age till you're 20 years later. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So when your mother would say things to me, it was like, I'm telling you, son, this is what I expect of you. This is what I expect of you with my son.
Yeah, that was my mom.
So, and she did not play.
Well, I want to back up a little bit. Back to high school. As you know, I'll be doing a lot of documentaries on different little stuff and the street gangs. I really would like the demographics of the culture to change. It's a lot of killing going on. But it's been like that. When you was a mayor, you was getting calls probably every other night, every 3 or 4 days that somebody was killed in Compton. Of course, the Pirus run rapid, the Crips run rapid. How did you avoid gangs in high school? I mean, it seemed like it was at the height of the recruiting and they were trying to get everybody they could. How did you not, become a Piru or,
I didn't avoid it.
Okay.
But the misnomer about Piru is this. Piru is a street.
Which is, I could throw a rock from here.
And you can hit it.
And I could hit it, yeah.
And Piru was a street with a lot of young males on it.
Stay tuned for part 2, Omar Bradley interview.